Stephanie, I am looking at this pile of stuff that you've put together for us to look over, and I have to be honest, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, so
okay, do not be overwhelmed. And keep in mind that we are big skiers. We ski a lot, and I have a 14-year-old, 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And so a lot of these things we've acquired over time, okay? But we're gonna go through what you need, and especially what you need for your first time. My husband is a ski patroller, so we feel really strongly that everyone, even their first time skiing, should wear a helmet.
Can you show us a helmet?
Yep, we're gonna get into that. So my kids, we have a variety of sizes. In fact, we loan them out to friends that ski. So this is just a basic black helmet. Star Wars fans, my son Matthew has a really cool, he gets a lot of comments on the ski lift with that one. We have, this is when they were little. This is one of our first ones. So they are well loved.
So people will rent, these will come with rentals if you don't have your own equipment?
They will. You can rent them or buy them inexpensively. Or see, you can
look at how cute. Yes. So you can buy your own, you can rent one. But why are these so important? I mean, I'm thinking like a bike helmet is important. Same kind of reason?
Completely. For safety, it is. And it doesn't matter if you're an experienced skier or this is your first time riding the slopes, you should wear a helmet for protection. It really protects your head. And the other thing, actually, what I find, it keeps you warmer.
Okay.
So even in the spring, there's parts of it that you can open up and take some of the padding off, and it makes it cooler because spring skiing is warmer. But in the winter, it makes a big difference. Sometimes when it's barely cold out, my kids will wear their helmets sledding outside my house just because it's warmer.
Gotcha. And your husband, you said, is a ski patrol. He's seen it all, I'm sure.
Yes, and even though he's a phenomenal skier, he still wears a helmet. Everyone on the patrol wears a helmet. It's just smart.
Do it.
Just do it. So even if it's your first time, wear a helmet. So that's super important. They're optional when you rent, which is crazy. They shouldn't be optional, but you should definitely have it, okay?
Gotcha.
So when you go to rentals, you will get, this is actually Jacob, our 8-year-old. These are his ski boots. So this will be similar to what you get at rentals. So you will get a ski boot, and then Jacob's skis are the ones on the end there, Melody. And so you will get skis. He is 8. We do not give him poles.
Why do you not give him poles? I mean, whenever I see people skiing, I think poles, skis, boots.
So I have poles, they're hanging right there. But for my 8-year-old, we don't give them to him yet. And especially beginner kids, you might not want to. So we find that poles really are used in skiing to help you initiate turns and to do things like that. Beginner skiers aren't doing that. Kids, they become weapons. They become more dangerous than anything else because they can't use them efficiently. And so they kind of end up flailing. And if they're gonna hit people, they're gonna drop them. They're not good. My kids got them, and they're good skiers, and we didn't give them poles till they were 9. We regularly see kids that are beginners, that are young, on the hill with poles, and it just is rarely a good idea.
My family is going to learn how to ski in a couple of weeks, and that's why we're doing this. You're just being so kind.
Yay!
And I am nervous, but I did talk to Chris the Mountain where we're going, and they said that they don't give kids poles in their lessons.
And that's so smart. Now, adults, I would say you don't necessarily need poles as adults, as beginners. When I was first learning, I liked the poles, not to use them properly, but because I liked them in the lift line, they really helped me, and they helped me when I was trying to get from one place to another shuffling my skis. They kind of gave me an extra point. But as an adult, I was capable of not flailing them around like a beginner kid would. So it's your choice as an adult, as a beginner. You don't need poles, but you might find them helpful. So people have different opinions. I'm not an expert. This is just what I have found to be true for us.
What else do you have?
Okay, so a helmet is a must-have even for the first time. Another must-have are toe warmers and hand warmers. So I had already warned Melody about this or given her a tip. You can get a big box at Costco, and they are good for a long time, so you could use them for years. The ski areas will also have them, so you can also just buy a few. Everyone in your family will want a set. One is for toe and one is for hand. They will make a huge difference. So you open them up, and then you actually you have to shake them to kind of initiate them to get them warm. When you hold them at first, they're not warm, but you shake them and you let them kind of get used to the oxygen gets to them, and that's how they get started. So worth it. So let's go through base layers.
Okay, so layering is key.
Layering is your friend. Layering is definitely what you want to do. And I'm gonna show you for my kids first, because that's probably the hardest thing for parents. So long underwear, I kind of have a whole pile of stuff for my 8-year-old here. That's what I'm gonna show you guys first. So long underwear is definitely what you want. We invest in a little bit nicer. I mean, these are LL Bean, just because I have kids and they pass them down. They have a thumb hole, which is a nice perk, not necessary, but nice. You can get these at Walmart. You can get long underwear at Meijer's. Get a pair of long underwear. So this is kind of your kids'
first layer. And
first layer.
Not cotton.
Not cotton. Cotton, when it is wet, does not retain heat. It does the opposite. It kind of takes heat away from you. If wool or synthetic get wet, they still have some heat factors, so it's not as bad. So you never want to wear your base layer as cotton.
Okay, so no jeans on the slopes.
No
either.
jeans. When I see jeans, it makes me cringe, because once those get wet, and they will get wet, you're SOL. Okay, so the other thing is ski socks. So these are a couple of versions. This is Smart Wall. These are my favorites. These are a little bit more pricey, but definitely worth the investment. Your kids only wear them skiing or for really warm stuff, so they hold up. And so you can pass them from kid to kid. You could borrow from friends that ski for your first time.
Dick's Sporting Goods?
Yes, Dick's. Meijer's will have wool socks. Target, I've seen them. Walmart, I've seen them. So shop around, but definitely worth it. A little trick is I have my kids wear regular socks to the ski hill. They will keep their ski socks in a little cinch bag, and when they get to the ski hill, they switch them out.
Why do you do that?
At the end of skiing, when you take off your ski boots, you kind of want to peel everything off. Your feet might be sweaty. Ski boots are not the most comfortable when you're, especially the beginning of the season or when you're first learning. And so it's kind of all squished your foot. So it's nice to peel everything off and put nice clean socks on. And then you can wear those home. And it's less likely to cause blisters and things like that. So someone gave us that tip early on, and we have always done it, and it's been
I love
great.
the cinch sack idea.
So
what else do you put in there?
Cinch sack. So my kids might wear a hat to the ski hill, regular socks to the ski hill. When we get to the ski hill and they change, their hat and their socks go in the cinch bag, and anything else they're not going to wear on the hill goes in the cinch bag. Most areas have lockers, day use lockers. If everyone in your family has their own little cinch bag, so whatever gloves, whatever hats, whatever layers they're not wearing right now skiing, their extra socks in their own cinch bag, it's far easier. You come in for hot chocolate, you take your helmet off, it goes in your cinch bag, you can put your hat on for hat hair, it just works.
Maybe put a water bottle or some snacks in there?
That's what we do. Sometimes the cafeterias can be a little expensive on top of everything else. So having some snacks in there so that you kind of avoid the whole hangry thing, it really helps.
Yeah.
So, and everyone has their own cinch bag, and it all gets shoved in the locker. So then when you're taking out from the locker, you just hand out cinch bags.
So nice.
Way easier.
Little prep saves